We'll start today. We'll discuss today about the stress physiology in fishes. What is stress? What are the different factors which cause stress? And what are the response of fish against when they develop a stress? Okay, so we will take all these topics today one by one. So first we will discuss what is stress. Okay, so stress is nothing but alteration is the normal physiological condition or the normal physiological state of an animal. Okay, the alteration in the normal physiological state of the animal in response to some external condition or factors. Okay, or we can say that the alteration in the homeostasis. Okay, homeostasis of an organism in response to some change in the surrounding environment or due to some external factor. So what happened in an ideal condition? What happened? The cell of the organism or the whole organism undergoes a normal physiological process. Okay, which is required for growth and reproduction. Okay, all the process related to the food intake or the glucose metabolism, carbohydrate metabolism, protein metabolism, digestion, excretion, osmoregulation. Okay, all these processes, okay, takes place in their um, normal state. Okay, but if there is some change in the external condition or if there is some change in the external environment, okay, or the environment in which the fish is residing, okay, it triggers some changes in the physiology of the fish. Okay, it cause the alteration in the normal physiological state of the fish, or it mm, causes the disturbance of the homeostasis condition of the fish. Okay, so stress is basically disturbance in the homeostasis or change in the physiological normal physiological state due to some external condition. Okay, these external condition, it vary. There is a various condition which actually cause stress in the fishes. So whatever the condition, okay, if it is a chemical, it is temperature, it is handling, injury, disease, whatever, all these conditions actually cause stress. So these all these conditions or all these factors are known as stressors. Means any condition or any factor that triggers the stress response or that disturbs the homeostasis of the organism or that alters the physiological state of the organism is known as a stressor. Okay, so we'll see what are the different stressors which cause the stress in the fishes. So the very first is the crowding. Crowding means if in a less space or in a unit space, the number of fishes are more. Okay, or we can say, suppose if you go for the grow out culture in the grow out pond is, or in the nursery pond, whatever. So in those pond, if the stocking density of fishes is high, so what will happen? There will be the competition for food and space. If there will be more fishes, so there will be the scarcity of the space as well as the food. So what will happen? That triggers the stress response, because the food is less, the food intake, if food will be less, so means the fish will going to have a less food. So food is less, so that fish will have the less energy or the food reserve, that will affect the several physiological processes. Then the second factor is the dissolved oxygen. If the because fishes are aerobic animals, okay, they are aquatic and aerobic, so they need oxygen which is dissolved in the water. So if the dissolved oxygen in the water is less, what will happen? There will be the hypoxic condition. Then there will be the respiratory stress inside the fish. If there will be the respiratory stress inside the fish, it will trigger several physiological process that uh, resulted into the stress reaction inside the fish body. Then the high carbon dioxide level. If the dissolved carbon dioxide level is more, what will happen? It if the Carbon dioxide is more in the water, it actually leads to the reduction in the pH. The water pH will become acidic, okay, and this have the negative impact, or this cause the stress in the fishes. Then the photo stress, because the fishes they feed on the primary food which is available in the pond, that is basically the algae, and that is form for production of the algae there is a requirement of the light. So if a growing area or the pond or the water body, if it doesn't receive a proper amount of light, okay, then what will happen, the primary food production will hamper. So that will also cause the stress. Then the thermal stress, if their fishes are the cold blooded animal, but they cannot, if the temperature fluctuation is very high, means sometimes temperature goes very up or very down, so it also causes the stress in the fishes. Then the pathogen, obviously pathogens actually they infect the fishes, okay, and they alter the physiology of the fish in several manners. Then heavy metals have a toxic effect. The most very common effect which is caused by the heavy metal, or the toxicity which is caused by the heavy metal, is basically the production of the reactive oxygen species. What happened due to the heavy metal toxicity, the reactive oxygen species production increases inside the cell. So what will happen, it triggers uh, some other changes in the physiology of the fish. Then toxins, several toxins have adverse effect on the physiology of fish. Then handling, the fish handling, if suppose at the time of netting, okay, or the transportation, this it also cause the stress in fishes. Then aggression by the other fishes, okay, aggression by the other fishes means if there are some carnivorous fishes, they used to chase the smaller fishes, okay, or other fishes. So the continuous chasing or attack by the other fishes which are in the surrounding medium, it also causes stress in the fishes. Now the electric charge, have you heard about one of the fishing method, electrofishing?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Torpedo.
I'm not
No,
talking electric
catching process.
process, electric.
Right.
Selective. Yes, ma'am. Destructive. Yes, ma'am.
Dynamite.
Okay.
Oh,
We use some
Yes,
electric
ma'am.
rods in
Destructive.
the water to
Okay,
catch
this is,
the fish.
yes. So how what is the basic principle behind the electrofishing?
Uh, we provide electrical current which
Hmm.
electrocute the fish, and then after that electrical shock, they basically faint and they
Hint, huh?
over
Okay.
water, so we can catch it.
Okay. So what happened when the electric current is applied inside the water? What happened? It disturbs the neural signals of the cell of the fish. Okay. And what happened? It actually, this electric charge transferred through the neurons of the cell, which triggers the involuntary continuous movement of the muscle contraction inside the fish. So what happened? The continuous muscle contraction triggers, if there is a muscle contraction is an energy dependent reaction, is it? If you have remembered the muscle physiology class, what we have seen, for muscle contraction there is a requirement of the ATP, okay. So what happened, so there is a constant energy is required, okay, for muscle contraction. So what happened, for immediate release of the energy, their muscle cell start the anaerobic metabolism. So what will happen, the glucose breakdown is leading into the formation of the lactic acid, is it? So same as in the sprinter or swimmer, what happened, after very speedy run or a swimming, the formation of the lactic acid takes place inside the muscle tissue. So a fatigue occurs, okay. The same way here, if the fishes, the involuntary muscle contraction start in the fishes, there is a huge amount of accumulation of lactic acid. So what happened, that lactic acid actually Mhm. So the muscle fatigue resulted, and if increase in the lactic acid, muscle fatigue, which cause the fishes, means they simply get tired and stop swimming, or get fainted and come on the surface. Okay, so electric charge actually disturb the neural signals inside the cell, and this also cause or result into the stress in the fishes. Then the excessive water velocity. Have you seen the fishes swimming in the natural water body? Anyone? Have you ever have a chance to see the fishes which is swimming in the natural water body? Yeah, which is
Yes,
swimming, in the, so fishes used to swim along the water current or against the water current?
Against.
against the water current.
Clock.
क्या मैम?
Fishes used to swim against the water current or along the water current? मतलब water current के साथ swim करती है या उसके opposite direction में?
Opposite direction.
Opposite direction में. Okay, so
Opposite direction.
yes. So fishes always used to swim against the water current. So if the velocity of the water current is very high and fish used to swim against the water current, so they have to use extra energy. Okay, more energy to swim against the water current. So excessive water velocity also causes stress in the fishes. Okay, then the nitrogenous waste, because the fishes, if I'm talking about the teleost fishes, the nitrogenous waste is secreted in the form of ammonia, and in the cartilaginous fishes in the form of urea. So if there is an increase of urea in this ammonia in the surrounding water, ammonia is actually toxic. Okay, it triggers it triggers the disturbance in several physiological processes. Okay, so the high nitrogenous waste load is also act as a stressor in the fishes. Then the low pH, acidic pH, okay, it also triggers several alteration or the disturbance in the physiological reaction. The noise and vibration, it also is trigger. And the nutritional deficiency. Okay, nutritional deficiency means they are having the food, okay, to mm, satisfy the appetite, but if the food is not nutritious, whatever the what are the essential nutrient required, if they doesn't have those nutrient in their diet, then that leads to the nutritional deficiency, and that deficiency actually resulted into the hampered growth and several other changes in the physiology of the cell. Transport stress, during the transportation also fish get stressed. Then improper hardness of the water, if the carbon, magnesium carbonates, calcium carbonates, sulfates, if their concentration is not means if very low or very high, it also causes the stress in the fishes, because that if the hardness is not proper, fishes has to divert its energy more towards the osmoregulation, intake, uptake, and of the ions, so it also causes the stress. Then the injury also, during the injury there is some changes occurs inside the fish body. So these are some of the these are not all, but some of the stresses or the factor which cause stress in the fishes. Okay, so we'll see now, we will see how fish responds to these stresses, or how fish responds in the presence of stress. Okay, so here you see the stresses can be of any form. The chemical factors may be the poor water quality, high nitrite, or more carbon dioxide, low dissolved oxygen, or some physical factors which I have already discussed in the previous slide, the handling, separation, transfer, vaccination, and other factors like feeding, noise. Okay, so there are several factors which actually cause the stress in the fishes. Now, how fish behave, okay, in response to the stress. So basically fishes have three stress response. Here it is written first, second, and third. It is actually categorized as primary stress response, secondary stress response, and tertiary stress response. So in the primary stress response is basically the endocrine response, in which what happened, there is an increase of some hormones inside in the fish. Okay, then they are basically the cortisol and catecholamines. There are the two hormones basically that get released inside the fish blood as a primary stress response. Okay, and then in the secondary stress response, in this there is several metabolic changes, means like increase in the glucose or the lactate inside the body, change in the immune system, degradation of the glycogen into the glucose, then gluconeogenesis. All these metabolic changes takes place inside the fishes. That all comes under the secondary stress response. Now the tertiary stress response, this is the final. Okay, these two response, okay, the primary stress response and the secondary stress response, they are reversible. Fish can reverse it, but the tertiary stress response is not reversible, and it causes the overall change in the fish health, like their growth, their defense mechanism, as well as the behavior, means eating or feeding behavior, aggression. So basically the fish's response to particular stress in three steps: the primary, secondary, and tertiary response. So the first we'll see the primary phase. In the primary response, which is also known as the neuroendocrine response, where the fishes release the catecholamines, basically the adrenals and non-adrenals, or we can say that the epinephrine and cortisol. So this epinephrine and norepinephrine is released from the chromaffin cells, and this cortisol is released from the interrenal cell. The location of these tissues are in the kidney. And in the secondary phase, what happened? When the fish detect the higher circulating level of these three hormones, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol, so what happened? Then the fish understand ki yes, now there is a stress, so they undergoes the secondary response, which includes the hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia means the more production of the glucose, and this hyperglycemia resulted from the enhanced glycogenolysis. Now the storage starch or the storage carbohydrate in the animal is glycogen, so the glycogen is start breaking into the glucose. Okay, so glycogenolysis, then gluconeogenesis, the formation of the glucose from the non-sugar moieties, and then there is another, the vasodilation of the arteries in the gill filaments, then increased cardiac stroke volume, and the immune function depression. So all these conditions are actually, all these changes in the physiologies comes under the secondary response, secondary stress response in the fishes. So first two, as I have already told, the primary stress response and the secondary stress response, they are considered adaptive, and it enables the fish to adjust the stressor and maintain the homeostasis. But when there is a tertiary response, okay, it actually causes the systematic change in the animal, okay, and in which the fishes are incapable of adapting to the stresses, so it leads to the adverse effect on the animals overall health, which includes their performance, growth, reproduction, disease resistance, and behavior. So these are the three stages of the stress response in fishes. Now these are the three main stress hormones: norepinephrine, epinephrine, and cortisol. Okay, so now internal hormone response to the stress. Okay, so it is very similar to that of the mammals. So what happened? So the most widely accepted indicator of the stress is the blood plasma cortisol level increase. Okay, so when there is an increase in the level of the blood plasma cortisol, it indicates that yes, there is a stress. Okay, and this condition actually so this results into the some uh, what I can say, it resulted into the flow of the energy from regular maintenance to fighting the change or the alteration in the physiology. Okay, so here we'll see, I have told these are two hormones, the corticosteroids and catecholamines. Okay, they are actually responsible for the stress response. So And the stress is of two types. If I'm take, one is the acute stress and another one is the chronic stress. The acute stress means the sudden stress for a short time. Okay, suppose if fish got injured due to handling, okay, that is a acute stress, which is an acute stress because it was happened suddenly, and this stress is for a smaller time. But if there is a low dissolved oxygen level in the pond or in the tank for several days, okay, that is known as a chronic stress. Okay, so the hormone, the secretion of the hormone in the acute stress and a chronic stress is different. When there is a acute stress, okay, so these catecholamines are increased, means the secretion of the catecholamines occurs inside the fish blood uh, against the acute stress or the acute stresses. That is why the catecholamines are known as a fight or flight response hormones, because they released in response to the acute and sudden stress in the fish. Or and the cortisol or the corticosteroid, they are the hormones which release in response to the chronic stressor, means the epinephrine and norepinephrine, which is collectively known as catecholamines. They are released in acute stress, and this cortisol or the corticosteroids, they released during the chronic stress condition. So here you can see that if there is a stress, okay, so the brain, it actually signals there is a stress. So it then what happened? This brain hypothalamus axis, it actually it actually signals the stress. It actually signals the change or the stress due to the external factor. So it cause or it activate the pituitary, which triggers the release of the cortisol from the internal tissue, and hypothalamus directly triggers the release of the catecholamines from the chromaffin tissue. So the cortisol, so release of the cortisol and the catecholamines is a primary response. So if there is an increase in the cortisol and the catecholamine inside the fish, then what happened? Then it leads to the secondary responses, like due to the cortisol, there is a um, increase in the there is a change in the immunological behavior of the fish. Okay, then cellular ionic concentration also get changed, and the metabolic nutrients also get altered, and catecholamines cause the circulatory and respiratory changes in the fishes, metabolic and nutrient changes, as well as the cellular and ionic concentration. So all these when there is so many changes in the or changes or alteration in the physiological reactions or the metabolic reactions which are taking place inside the fishes, it causes the tertiary or the permanent response, okay, which is resulted into the less growth, low disease resistance, okay, alteration in the swimming capacity, change in the behavior, and reproduction. Okay, so this is how the stress this is how the fishes respond against the external factor or the stressors. So this I have already discussed. So here are some of the effect of catecholamines on physiology of the fish, or the effect of epinephrine and norepinephrine on the physiology of the fishes. So if there is a stress, then there is a release of the catecholamines in the blood, which release to the increase in the blood glucose, increase in heart rate, increase in cardiac output, increase in respiratory ventilation, vasodilation and vasoconstriction of the arteries, increase in the number of thrombocyte, increase in gluconeogenesis in liver, increase in the production of steroid hormones, increase in the epithelium permeability of water and iron, increase in the calcium reabsorption in bone, increase in the HCl secretion in the stomach, increase in insulin release by the pancreatic cells, increase in thyroxine, decrease in the protein synthesis in liver, decrease in glycogen synthesis, and smooth muscle tension. you just see if there is a release of catecholamines inside the blood due to the acute stress or any external factor or the stress. These are the reaction where a huge number of physiological reaction get changed or altered, which ultimately leads to the change in the overall behavior or the well-being or health of the fish. Now the effect of corticosteroid on the physiology of fish. They affect the protein metabolism. How? Actually there is an increase in the photosynthesis via the enhanced activity of the messenger RNA. Okay, means transcription and translation both get increased. Okay, and the protein which are synthesized in due to the increased concentration of the corticosteroid in the blood is basically the proteolytic proteo is basically the proteins which are proteolytic in nature. This cause the inhibition in the growth. Okay, and it also results in the mobilization of the protein from thymus, spleen, and liver. Okay, then it also affects the carbohydrate metabolism, where there is a reduction of the utilization of the carbohydrate, increased glucose production from tissue protein, and the deposition of glycogen in the liver. Increased glucose production from the tissue protein means the gluconeogenesis. Then it also triggers the mobilization of leukocytes, reduce inflammatory response, increase in the retention of ions in the freshwater fishes, gills of the freshwater fishes. Then in the kidney of the freshwater fishes, there is an increased reabsorption of sodium ion. And in the testes of the freshwater fishes, precocious sexual maturity in downstream migrant smolts in male only. Precocious means untimely sexual maturity. Okay, then in the intestine and gill of the seawater, there is an increased production and activity of sodium potassium ATPase channel, giving which cause the enhanced salt absorption in the gut and enhanced salt excretion by the gills. And this fish is also now the physiological effect of hypoxia. Okay, hypoxia or the low oxygen condition is also a condition or the stressor which cause the stress in the fishes. So basically there is a two type of hypoxia. One is the anaerobic because of the hypoxia or the low level of oxygen, what is caused? It caused the respiratory distress in the fishes. Okay, so mm, what are two different effects of the hypoxia? We'll see. The very first is the anaerobic metabolism. What happens if there is a low dissolved oxygen in the water, or the water is severely hypoxic? So what happened? The energy production in the fishes takes place via the anaerobic pathway, where the glucose is broken down into the lactate. Lactate is what is the acid, lactic acid. Okay, so what it cause? It cause the it cause the uh, decrease in the pH, means the acidic pH. Achha, here there is a one mistake. I have written raise the blood pH. Okay, it's not raise. It raise the blood acidity, not pH. It decrease the pH. Okay, so in this way, if there is a hypoxic condition, the lactic acid formation will be more. So it will cause the acidic pH inside the blood. Okay, so that cause that is one of the stress condition. Then second one is the hypercapnic hypoxia. Hypercapnic hypoxia, it is independent of the dissolved oxygen, means it has nothing to do with the dissolved oxygen of the water. Even if there is a more dissolved oxygen in the water, hypoxic condition, hypercapnic hypoxic conditions can occur. What happened? Basically this is a phenomena in the marine environment, and this affect the physiology of the marine organism. What happen if there is a elevation of the ambient carbon dioxide concentration inside the seawater? What happened? Then it resulted into the decrease in the pH of the tissue and the body fluid. Okay, and which affects, if there is high dissolved CO2 in the water, it results into the hypercapnia in the animal which is residing in that hypercapnic water. okay, and then which resulted into the decrease in the pH of the tissue and body fluid, which have several adverse effect of the on physiology of the fish. Then another thing which is due to hypoxia is the production of the reactive oxygen species. Okay, so the reactive oxygen species, it also have a negative effects on the fish health. On hypoxia is one of the reason for the production of the reactive oxygen species. There are several other factors which is responsible, or the stresses which are responsible for the production of the reactive oxygen species. So here we say it may be the pesticides or genocides, or the heavy metals, organic pollutants, heat, stress. Okay, so there are several factors which actually induce the production of the more reactive oxygen species. So what happened? This reactive oxygen species, it triggers the oxidative stress inside the organism's body. So what happened? It resulted into the increased activity of the catalase, decreased activity of the SOD, okay, then lipid peroxidation. All these adverse reactions get triggered due to the reactive oxygen species, which have the adverse physiological effects. Okay, so this was about the stress physiology of the fishes. So any question?
और स्ट्रेस सिर्फ एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स हो सकते हैं, इंटरनल फैक्टर्स नहीं हो सकता है.
इंटरनल स्ट्रेस एक्सटर्नल ही होगा, एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर इंटरनल उसमें कॉज करेंगे. स्ट्रेसेस हमेशा एक्सटर्नल है, उनकी वजह से बहुत सारे चेंजेस होंगे इंटरनल बॉडी के अंदर, फिर वो जो है वो दूसरे रिस्पॉन्स को ट्रिगर करें. ठीक है, स्ट्रेस हमेशा एक्सटर्नल ही होगा.